Hello, students. I want to talk about another calculator, and that is a Click Financial Calculators and APR calculator. And the meaning of it, APR, annual percentage rate calculator. Imagine that you want to borrow $100,000 from the bank, and the bank, wants you, to pay back in 10 years and 0 month. That means just 10 years. Interest rates are at 6%, and it is compounding monthly. This is, an important concept because it can compound annually, it can compound semi-annually. We will talk about it, and that's why the name APR, annual percentage rate. Here, do you see is written real annual percentage rate. I want you to compare this one. Do you see it's written 6.53, but here you see at 6%. We will tell you what it is. And it is monthly, and you pay back every month, and there are no fees, and on upfront fees is $2,500. The bank tells you that they are going to give you $100,000. You can have it, but you have to pay monthly fees, and for 10 years, every month, you have to pay. Every month. This is what you will pay every month. It will calculate it for you, and you will be paying 120 payments because it is 10 years, and the total will be this much. Out of this much, 333,224. You pay for the interest, and the rest of it, which is 100,000, goes for this, this $100,000. And when we calculate, this number that you saw will come up, and then I will click on amortization table as well. That way you will see that, when you borrow money, $100,000, and you pay your first payment of $1,110. Out of that, $500 of it goes for the principal, for the interest. $610 goes for principal, and then that reduces your 100,000 to 999,000, which means if at the end of the year you go and you want this to go and pay off the bank, therefore that will be, is what. But let's not forget upfront fees. You have to know that here, if you pay it, you end up being a loser. Why you are going to lose? Because you had an upfront fee that has not been taken into consideration, and therefore that will be a kind of a strange thing if you want to pay off the loan, and therefore you have to have in mind. Therefore, why is this? What's the importance of this calculation? Is when the bank tells you the best deal you can get from the bank is you tell the bank, give me 100,000, but instead of monthly payment, I want to pay you annually. That means rather than paying, $1,110, let's see how much you would be paying every month if that becomes. Do you see $1,102? You pay less. That means it is in your benefit if you tell the bank that you want to pay it annually. You know why? Because here, every month you are paying, and the bank can get your $1,110 here and put this money in the bank for itself and earn interest on it. Do you see that? Therefore, in order the bank to maximize its profit, it can come and tell you you have to pay weekly. Do you see? If you pay weekly, it will cost you more. Calculate. Do you see? Therefore, it goes, a little bit up. Then if you go, daily, it even goes up. Calculate. You pay a little bit more, if it is daily. Therefore, this problem wants to show you the importance of understanding the real interest rate, which means if the bank is telling you that they are charging you 6%, and then you have to pay monthly, you have to understand that in real term, you are paying more than 6% to bank. What you are paying is 6.563% you are paying to the bank. Therefore, as finance student, you have to be careful to make sure that what the deal is, because there is a difference between a 6% interest that here you see and 6.53%. You will see it in credit cards. They try to trick you. Sometimes they say, oh, our interest rates are 20%. What they are telling you, suppose 20%, that's annually. But if you put that 20% here, then the rate will be in fact 21%. Do you see that? Therefore, this problem wants to, give you a sense of understanding what the real APR, annual percentage rate, is. It all depends on how you pay, how the bank is charging you. Therefore, as I said, it's a very important concept in finance. And therefore, we come here and you look at here. This is out of $100,000. Do you see? Yes, $74,000 is the principal you pay, $24,000 interest, and 24,000 and 24%. I'm sorry when I said 1,000, 74% here, and this 2%. That red one is here that you are paying. When you say 74% of this money. Therefore, also you have to always want to understand what happens to this money, because the bank can trick you. They might say $44,000 upfront fees. Therefore, you have to be aware when you are borrowing money from the bank. Think about all the issues here, hidden issues. Suddenly I might come and put 1 month in here. Therefore, that is another scenario. Do you see that? Therefore, you have to be to understand the differences of when they say you daily and quarterly, and this is an important issue.